Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gaze. Let's love. Driving down the highway, and I hate my fucking family. Don't turn back because I can't park in the street. I'm too big.
Excuse me. I got choked. I just completely choked on my own spittle.
Better than semen, because he's done that on the air too.
Boy, that gets up your nose, and
that's
hell.
Y'all, welcome to Reality Gaze. If you choked on semen, you're one of us.
Come at us.
Don't know. Someone did. Someone literally came at you.
If you've been what we call a fire-breathing dragon, sometimes where you've took it in your mouth and semen came out of your nose.
God damn, Roy. Tap me on the head at least. Shit.
And you look up and you go, it just comes out of your nose. That was
Lucas,
really...
you literally let go of my throat.
That was really gross, and we just raw-dogged our audience into this. If you're new to us, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, y'all.
I feel sad for people who they don't know what this is going to be.
Oh, I don't. Welcome. Because we're sex positive, Get yours, ladies and gents.
We're also filthy, which is different than sex
positive. My mother said that today, too, because, y'all, this is Reality Gaze. We're talking about Happily Ever After.
Reality Gaze. We're talking about Happily Ever After.
Season 6, episode 11, Man Up or Shut Up Part 2. But my mama said that today because I went up to my brother's restaurant because her knitting group, the Knitting
Caddo
Sugar.
Street Barbecue.
You get your discount if you tell them you're a sissy. But she was going up there with the Knitting Sugars. That's her knitting group. And so we're up there and they're knitting and eating barbecue and there's this one woman who owns a pack of farm and they're talking about she makes her own wool. It's very interesting. And someone said,
I guess I missed the interesting part.
Oh, you would have enjoyed it. There was another one. She was a church organist and played at all these organs all over. It was great.
I'm still concerned about them eating barbecue and getting barbecue sauce all over the yarn.
They didn't. They had very clean. They put it away, ate, and then they had hand wipes, and then they knitted some more.
But why couldn't you just knit somewhere else?
Because they wanted something to do, Poodle. They're retired women who are knitting and need things to do.
And they're just taking up Caddo Street Barbecue's tables?
No, they spent a lot. 10 people came up and ate barbecue. That's a lot of money.
I guess.
You know what?
If you've been a server and you've had 10 people sit at your fucking table, you're like, get the hell out.
One day when you actually can't take dick anymore and can't fuck as a hobby, you'll learn to have hobbies too.
No, I'm saying some server had to refill those women's iced teas.
No, you get up and do your own.
And they didn't get anything for it.
They don't have servers there. They bring you your food and you get up and get your own.
So it's a classy place.
Well, it's a barbecue joint. If you ever met if you're eating at a fancy barbecue joint, you're getting robbed. True. Anyway, so somebody said,
I'm not going to come at your mother again.
No, it's fine. I don't care. And so somebody said, well, what do you do? And I said, oh, well, I'm a podcaster. I have a oh, yeah, your mom's mentioned that. What's your podcast called? And my mother, before I could say anything, it's filthy. Beware, it's disgusting.
She's right, though. I can't say she's wrong.
And I said, well, we're sex positive. We talk a little bit. No, it's gross. I went, wow.
So she's throwing you under the bus of her knitting group.
Yep. Didn't mind. It's gross when I paid for your dinner.
My mother, when she says what I do, she's like, you know, you've heard of podcasting. You know, you go and you download something from the internet, and it comes up on your phone, and it's like him talking, and somehow I don't know, people pay him for it.
I don't know what your mother.
I guess
would do.
He's not broke.
Like, what would your mother do if she literally heard you, and then this guy slammed me like a scream door? Pow, pow,
I think
pow,
she would go, "Oh, why would you say something like that? People are going to be listening to this."
The first time your mother hears our podcast,
what do people think of you?
I think I want to be in the room, or at least have a camera watching her face.
You know, I think she'd think a lot of it was funny, though. But if she was being watched while she was listening to it, she'd be mortified.
Oh.
But if she's just listening, she'd be like, my brother and my sister-in-law have listened. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My sister-in-law says it's very funny. She's like, y'all go there.
We do go there, and we're going to go there now today, y'all, because, okay, we're not going to do the marathon of announcements of part 1. It's not our fault, y'all. It's because all these fucking new shows or shows that we recap previously are now fucking coming back the same month.
With this is like someone running a train on us with 2 hours notice.
Yeah,
we're just trying to douche. That's all it is.
We're just trying to douche. Poodle.
I'm gonna go through everything really quickly.
What's on the agenda?
Here's what's on what you guys need to know.
The gay agenda.
Right now, we got Below Deck Med on this feed that you're listening to. That drops every Monday. We're having a good time with that. Captain Sandy's a bitch. Also, we've got, y'all, Sexy Beasts. That's a Netflix show with people dressed in horrible, terrifying special effects.
If you don't know what it is at this point because of us talking about you're Carl's wife, stop listening right now. Pause, pull over, Google it, and then press play.
It's awful. We're also going to be that's going to be on our $5 Patreon. We're also going to be covering 90 Day Caribbean Love on our $5 Patreon. I described it yesterday as 90 Day Fiancé plus Love After Lockup.
That's true.
Because it's an interesting clientele, it looks like.
Not the whole that they're in cart, but just they got very interesting people for this.
Yeah, it looks
Watch the trailer.
It looks like everyone's from Ohio.
It does. It does.
And y'all, I know we've come from Ohio hard, but we've had so many sissies push back and say, yeah, you're not wrong. So, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Next thing is Darcy and Stacy coming back on the regular feed.
Hello.
July 19th.
July 19th, the ladies are back. Also, July 28th, Love is Blind is back. Kind of.
So if anybody wants to send me anything, an extra 2 hours of sleep would be lovely.
Yeah, it's Love is Blind. What's it called, Poodle? After the
Love
wedding?
Love is Blind after the altar.
And so basically, this is a 3-part show where we're seeing the couples from Love is Blind from 2 years ago. Can you believe Love is Blind was 2 years ago?
It's over 2 years ago now.
Which we think, y'all, we have no scientific information. It's just gaydar. We think new seasons of Love is Blind is going to jump in August. So if you're interested in jumping on the Love is Blind train, this is a good way to catch up.
It's shocking they haven't dropped a trailer, though.
Well,
we're starting July.
Maybe they did did you know, because you sent me this article, y'all, Too Hot to Handle taped seasons 2 and 3 at the same time. They taped at the same time.
Hopefully this season didn't end with, spoiler alert, someone who faked a relationship winning all the money.
And guess what, y'all? Marvin and Melinda aren't together anymore.
They ain't together no more.
She's dating Peter.
I love that.
Love that.
It turns out that Marvin was on like 4 dating shows before. And also it is not true that he's got a lot of baby mamas.
Some people have said that. Yeah.
But it is true that he was on 4 other dating shows before. And all the French audience is like, yeah, we've seen him. We all thought he was fake. So y'all who are like, oh, I thought Melinda and Marvin were real. Y'all need to have better pickers.
Y'all, for me,
I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, for me not to want to fuck a beautiful black man, that's bad.
I'm just saying, for those of you who are like, I really like Melinda and Marvin, I trusted them. You need to process that.
Yeah.
Because all the signs were there.
You trusted that relationship. Your boyfriend's cheating on you right now. I'm just gonna. You might want to look for evidence.
You need to look inside yourself.
Might want to check his WhatsApp app or WhatsApp app. What's it called?
WhatsApp.
You know what? It's confusing.
WhatsApp app. You sound like you're 60. Check his WhatsApp app. God.
You don't say that to me.
Check his WhatsApp app.
WhatsApp app. Anyway, all right. Shall we? We promise this won't be as long as Tiffany or Ronald. We went on that.
We needed to talk about all the shows coming up. Just to clarify, both Darcy and Stacey is on the free feed, and all the others are going to be on our $5 kind of like our Netflix Patreon.
But remember, the first episode we will jump on the free feed.
You'll get all of them on our free feed.
Yeah, try before you buy.
You got to get a taste.
Like
we're coke dealers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, I miss cocaine.
We need to move on.
But I can't do it anymore because y'all, if you do cocaine after you're 30, it is gross.
If you do cocaine after you're 30, you're a drug addict. That's
no. That's not true. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's good.
No. Don't put the judgment on there. I'm just saying if you do cocaine after 30 on the weekend, especially after 35, you go, wow, can't do this anymore. I'm going to need a whole nother day of recovery. And in your 20s, you're ready to go. Anyway, I'm not as judgmental about drugs as you are because you were taught that all drugs were evil.
Yeah, I'm not judgmental about drugs either. I'm just saying you're too old to be. I'm just saying you're too old to be doing that.
No, you called someone a drug addict.
Well, I think it's not good behavior. No, it's like somebody who is deciding that they're 50 years old at 10 o'clock at night thinking they need to go to a bar. That's not good behavior. It's not going to be good.
I agree, but you shouldn't label people. It's not your job to label people as addicts.
Come at me. I'm good with it. Let's talk about Libby and Andrei.
Meanwhile,
God, he's so hot.
RV ride to hell.
Boy,
this is hell.
This is like someone submitted this for a new reboot of National Lampoon's Vacation, and someone said, "This is just sad."
I will say, imagine all those children being behind the wheel. They only took one night to.
They all had to get paid to do this by TLC.
Of course they did. Everyone's paid.
Yeah, they had to.
But I don't think they're paid a lot.
I've heard not a lot, but I guess it's good for Charlie and his wife's really bad hair OnlyFans. I don't want to see them have sex at all.
She's got some choice words later. And I will.
When she has sex, she just goes
like porn actors.
You know what? Yes, if you're watching the intimate portrait on our $15 Patreon tier, I'm sorry.
You just whip it down.
Yeah.
Were you skiing just now?
Yeah,
cross country skiing. Let's talk about this RV ride. They're finally in DC, and they have an Airbnb that Libby has done the arrangements for.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going down a one-way street, cars parked on either side. There's no fucking parking.
Yeah, and if you haven't been to DC, it's an older city. It's an East Coast.
There is no parking.
It's horrible, but it feels like Boston or Philadelphia. Like the streets were made for fucking horses. It's very small. They were.
No, I agree with you. But anyway.
In Dallas, people say that when they go to Dallas, they go, everything's so wide and big.
Yeah, and that's what they say about your asshole.
That's fair.
So they have, Libby says, I booked the Airbnb, and they said there was definitely parking for an RV.
I sent a text, Andrei. And this woman named Cassina texted me back and told me there was space.
So I don't know whose side. I'm not on anybody's side. I don't know if maybe someone lied to her. Maybe she didn't get all the facts straight. who cares? Regardless, they're not going to be able to park their RV in their Airbnb.
They should have done a lot more research on this because, look, y'all, people, not all, but most of the time, people on an Airbnb will tell you what they want to tell for you to book the fucking Airbnb.
That's true. So you're thinking they lied to her?
Because that happened to me. There was this one, and they said, well, phone service usually works out fine. And they said, and then we booked this Airbnb, and it was actually a VRBO or something like that. No, whatever. And then they sent a thing, and they said, yeah, cell service really is not working that well. And I told them I tried to cancel it, and I said, look, I'm taking this vacation because my dad's in the hospital. Like, I have to have my phone on me. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't refund my money, and I had to pay $1,000.
Shut up.
Yep. I said, well, I hope you put money to that good use. Maybe donate it to a church or a charity, because that's what I just did. It just gave me my money.
Where were you?
In Palm Springs. I was going to book a Palm Springs VRBO. Oh. They totally fucked me over. It was Airbnb, actually.
And they just said the service wasn't good?
They said they can't. They said basically because it was out in the boonies that they can't guarantee service, and that if you get on Wi-Fi, it should be okay. But it was all nothing concrete.
Fuck them.
Yeah. I just shit $1,000. Nice.
You should have sued them in small claims court. I would have been your witness.
What? You weren't even there. You
Doesn't
know what?
matter.
That's a good
Doesn't
friend.
matter.
That is a good friend right there.
I would lie.
Poodle would lie.
Go, Your Honor, I saw the whole thing.
You would. I appreciated that about you.
I'd show up wearing like a veil.
Y'all, if I killed someone, Poodle would never tell. Unless you got him really high.
Especially, I would never tell if I would help you probably bury the body. Y'all come at us with friends who know you would help you bury a body.
Yeah, come at us. Anyway, y'all, because you know what?
I keep it for blackmail.
No one would help Andrei on this RV. They would all say murderer and point at him.
Yeah, they'd all turn on him.
Yeah, even Libby probably be like, Andrei, you killed somebody.
So Andrei and Thomas, who is Becky's husband, they're talking, and he's like, okay, fine. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get rooms at the Waldorf for everybody, which was expensive.
It was expensive.
No lie.
And then we can park there, and Andrei says, who booked this, Lib? Lib, who booked this stupid woman making choices of
women
trying
should
to
not make
book
choices
Airbnb.
Regarding lodging. Now, y'all, this is exactly what we're going to expect from Andrei, because he's a misogynist, sexist pig.
He really, you know what? That is really he could wear that t-shirt. He's a sexist pig.
Sexist pig. Sexist chauvinist pig.
He really, really is.
Yep.
Let us know if you see
Still
his
would
on OnlyFans.
drink his bathwater.
Yeah, let us see them.
Again, terrible person, want to still bang him.
Yeah.
Very different.
Very different.
I have fucked so many terrible people.
That is true. You have. You have.
I can separate it by now. I have no problem.
So you think, okay, they booked the hotel, let's let it die down. No, because Andrei gets off of kind of like my father, where my father got a new washing machine and dryer, and he could have had Lowe's deliver it. Sorry, Home Health Minute, everybody.
Home Health Minute.
He could have had it delivered.
Your Home Health Minute.
Delivered, and Lowe's could have installed it. No, I leave for town, and I come back, and I'm like, Dad, why is the washer and dryer out in the garage? Oh, well, I just told him to leave it. I said, I'm a plumber. My son and I can install it. And I went, what?
Not without a lot of squealing.
And then I said, Dad, why they would have put the old ones? No, son. Well, your brother will come over. I'm a plumber. We got this. So cut to my brother.
Let's make it a family gathering to work
nephews,
on my house.
Thank God my youngest nephew's playing college football, because he was the only one strong enough to lift the front of that washer, because they were on pedestals. Water went everywhere because my nephew forgot to connect a hose. It was totally bedlam.
Your story has become tiresome.
But the whole point of this is my father, the whole time, he got so much joy from bitching about how none of his sons and grandkids could hook up a washer like he did. He was like, boy, I guess I taught him wrong. He talked for 3 days about us fucking trying to do that. And that gave him so much joy. And that is Andrei. He loves to bitch.
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes him grow larger.
So
That was a long way to say that.
You know what was interesting is Thomas, Becky's husband,
does he
says,
have an OnlyFans too?
I don't know.
I'm so confused with his family.
But Thomas says, I got to back up Andrei. And I went, well, I think Thomas just wants to get even with Becky. I'm sure they're having a problem or something.
I'm sure that she's angry about him.
She said, Andrei's done something good and I want to have his back.
He said, because he's trying to like keep us safe and not wreck the car.
Yeah. I think he's quasi-reasonable compared to the rest of the family.
Possibly.
Jen is basically thinking, that communication we've had.
I just want to get off this RV. That's the way the trailer to this movie would end.
But honestly, after this long day, Jen is trying to fight with him. And he's like, go to fucking bed.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, go to bed. And so I love that Andrei's like, they're carrying the suitcases in, and he says, I'll never have our book again. This is man's job. And then cut to all the luggage falls off the luggage thing.
Yes, the traditional male role of booking the travel.
Yes.
I forget about that.
Well, the next day, Jen says, I don't like Libby that he's blaming you for booking it. You know what
they see an opening.
From now on, you let him book trips for the length of your marriage, and you see how that goes.
Y'all, this is to be on vacation or anything with a family like this is absolute agony.
Oh.
And I don't care how manufactured it is, like Becky, or was it Jen, said, I'm playing a character on and this is what I do. And people came for her saying, if you're playing a character, you're playing a shitty one.
She said that? She said she's playing a character on 90 Day Fiancé?
Yes.
On what did she say that on?
On her Instagram.
Really?
Defending herself. Oh yeah. She's decided there's either, I can't remember, I think it was Jen or maybe it was Becky. There's Becky.
Uh-huh.
And there's the real Becky. And commenters, let's just say commenters were not kind.
So are there Becky and Jen stans?
No. I think there are guys who buy their OnlyFans who want to jerk off to them.
Okay.
So, I don't know. You know what? Everyone's into something.
That's fine. No, people are into Courtney and her feet.
I'd almost purchased that.
That was such a good 90 Day Diaries. Oh, we recovered that. Yeah, we'll get to more when we have time.
The
As
most
you can tell,
unintentionally funny person on reality television. So, they are, not don't let a woman do a man's job of booking. In Moldova, men book all travel arrangements.
So it's the next day, and they're bitching, and they end up driving they are going to Aunt Sue's house.
Y'all, I need to share something. There is a restaurant. If any of you have been to the upstate of South Carolina, and like especially on Highway 11 and a rural part near where my parents live, near Table Rock State Park, there is a whole restaurant / shops / country kitsch place called Aunt Sue's.
That's funny.
And I think it's sold now because Susan Ritter, who owned it, died. But I used to go to their.
Is she related to John Ritter?
No. They used to have such good Reuben sandwiches, and I loved them as a child, especially a fat child. And they used to have cobbler, and I would get a Reuben sandwich and cobbler. And Susan Ritter would come out and say, "Oh, this boy." She was a Yankee, by the way. My mother would say, "Yeah, she comes down here from New Jersey, and she thinks she owns the place." So,
wow. Wow.
Y'all, if you're in the deep South, you will still hear people called Yankees all the time.
It's true.
So it basically is anyone who's not from here. It's one of those kind of things. But Aunt Sue's is closed now, and Susan Ritter died of cancer. Southern stories.
They're sad, y'all.
But anyway, Aunt Sue, I have a feeling that Aunt Sue was filled in a lot by production about what's going on.
Or Charlie and Megan already arrived last night. So by plane. So I have a feeling Charlie and Megan have set the scene. Because Aunt Sue's already said, my brother paid for that whole wedding for in Moldovan, and I just think it doesn't sit well with me.
So what skin do you have in the game?
Yeah, I wrote,
Aunt Sue.
Aunt Sue's an asshole too.
Yep.
There we are, y'all.
Aunt Sue's a fucking busybody. It runs in the family.
Family of asshole. It's the girls coming out for a family affair. All right, ooh, it's like I'm skating in my chair. Look,
I'm surrounded by assholes.
For a family affair.
How many assholes are there on this ship?
If you're watching Intimate Portrait, I'm skating right now.
I'm trying to do a joke from Spaceballs, but you're ruining it.
What did you say?
Like, I'm surrounded by assholes. I'm Sergeant Lieutenant Asshole, sir. No, you're asshole. I'm surrounded by assholes. The whole ship's assholes. It's Spaceballs.
I love Spaceballs.
But you know that joke where it's like the guy's cross-eyed?
Yeah.
But that's what it feels like. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Surrounded by assholes.
So of course Charlie and Megan are there because they flew. Charlie looks like an actual penis in a sweater. Like
he
his
really
head,
does,
but not an attractive penis, an ugly one that's like
just kind of angry.
We've all seen those penises that don't look welcoming. Their features are harsh. We're not talking about uncut penises, just penises that are.
I love an uncut penis. Ooh.
But I'm saying but you've seen those penises that are almost too sharp. They're just.
Yeah, they look a little angular. Mm-hmm. They look like they could really poke an eye out. But you know what? It all goes in the same place. All goes in the same place, and they all know where the bread is buttered.
So Aunt
my
Sue.
asshole.
Yeah, we get it. Aunt Sue basically says
in the butt.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, the pucker.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's enough.
All right, I'm done.
Aunt Sue has reservations.
The clinker.
You need to do these faster. I question the comedy of all of it.
Okay, I'm done now. I'm done. Okay.
So basically, there's this kind of like, she's like, I think everyone's treating Chuck like a big money bag. I think so. She is his sister.
Mm-hmm.
In what world at a family reunion does everyone is like, well, let's talk about the business? It felt so fake.
Oh, my family does this all the time.
Why at a family reunion?
Now they don't come after somebody else who they think like what they ended up doing, but my family does because work was my dad's life. So he would talk about work, and Peggy talk about work. Darla would talk about work, and they would all talk about their work and kind of what they're doing in work.
You talk about family members who aren't there. That's a family reunion. And you talk shit about them.
That too.
Can we talk about that we're having a big COVID party and a family reunion?
Yeah, I like that they tried to say we all got
everyone
tested.
is vaccinated.
Everybody got tested negative before, and I'm like,
it was a voiceover too, so they had to put it in there after.
I'm like,
you could tell.
But you stopped on the road. I'm sure y'all I'm pretty sure you ended up taking those kids into McDonald's because you needed a fucking break.
I'm not going to litigate who was tested or blah, blah, blah. Just the optics of having a fucking family reunion during COVID. Let's bring Grampy or Pappy in and all the old relatives. Who's the oldest in the family? Get up next to him, Darlene.
Hey, darling, kiss him on the cheek. Yep. Hey, Jacob, do you have to sneeze? Right, please, right in his mouth. Right in his. Thank you. Oh, love you, Pappy.
They were tested. I don't think they'd been vaccinated yet. So everyone was COVID tested.
Yes.
So Yeah. This is y'all, it's a big COVID party. So
It is.
they're talking, and of course Charlie starts running his mouth.
Oh yeah.
And Jen says, and Charles like, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about Dad. And then Jen all of a sudden says, so Aunt Sue, do you know that Andrei is in the family business now? Because Aunt Sue is already pissed off at Andrei.
And Aunt Sue's like,
oh,
what? Huh?
really? And Charlie says, Chuck went. This is Aunt Sue says, Chuck went down to Florida with no money at all. He started from the bottom. Started jerking off. He started from the bottom, and now he's here.
Because
He
Charlie
started
says,
from the bottom, and now he's here.
Yeah,
You don't know
because
what
he was
I'm
sitting
going.
on it, sitting there from the bottom, and now he's. I don't get it.
It's Drake. Started from the bottom, and
I don't know Drake. Not familiar.
it's only on the radio.
I don't know that song. I don't listen to lyrics. I might know the melody. I did just hear, while I was working, there's a new group called BTS, and they have this Diamond song. I love it.
There's a new group called BTS.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. What are you looking at? Are you looking on Grindr on your phone?
No, I'm looking it up so you'll know. This is Drake. This song was like #1 in the world for a while.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Good for Drake.
Started from the bottom, and now we're here. Like God damn it. What current references do you know?
Sing it. What does it sound like?
He raps. Started
okay.
from the bottom, and now we're here.
Not familiar.
And I said, started from the bottom, and now we're here. And you didn't get it.
That's funny.
Every other person would have gotten that. It's not funny when I have to explain to you the fucking joke. So let's fucking move on. I'm dealing with Nell here, obviously, or I'm dealing with a Plath child, like a homeschooled person.
Y'all, Micah Plath is on the cover of a magazine called Boylicious.
And I was like, when I saw that, I was infuriated because I did not have a subscription to said magazine.
It's very
Boylicious.
Y'all, it's a very gay man. If Micah Plath comes out, I don't know what's.
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either. I don't think he's gay.
So Charlie and Megan are complaining.
They're complaining
about Andrei. Megan's just as much.
It is. I did write who does this. Who literally complains?
Who talks like this at their family reunion?
And so Aunt's saying like, Aunt Sue does her whole, let me tell you a little story.
Yeah.
And then she says how Chuck did it all himself. But then Chuck said, yeah, but you helped me and Dad gave me a loan to help me get on my feet.
And Pappy gets involved. He's like, it just happens to say everyone needs to make their own way in this world because that's what America is for.
And
Trump 2028.
He probably said that. And Aunt Sue basically said, your dad didn't ask to be partners with anyone. He did it all himself. And I wanted to say, Chuck is not an immigrant moving to another country.
Well, no, that's true. But no, you didn't hear. You were talking about Charlie or what Charlie said about immigrants?
Oh, Charlie talks about that later. But yeah, Charlie even said, even dug in worse.
Most immigrants who come to America want to bust their asses to like make money and do what they can. And I thought the only frame of reference Charlie has for immigrants is Balky from Perfect Strangers.
Probably, yes. Yes, I 100% agree with that.
And he
like,
worked. He was like taking other jobs. He was like dating all kinds of like girls.
He did it
and doing
all.
what he needed to help his cousin.
Do
cousin
it like
Larry.
Balky. Do it like Balky.
Balky. Do Balky. What an asshole.
It really is, because nobody talks about, again, it shows how much they appreciate childcare in this family. Andrei fucking took care of their kid for 2 years.
And so they tried to backpedal.
But so that Libby could work.
Right.
So it's not like he was just sitting at home.
Did you notice how Lib at the end, she's like, if I didn't know better, it seems like that Charlie was trying to directly sabotage my husband.
I'm like, you just got that?
Where have you been?
Where have you been, bitch? You've been in the makeup chair getting bad makeup. So it was, and Libby though says it's Dad's decision. It's not your decision. And
Right.
Aunt Sue says, please calm down. I mainly want to talk about y'all. And then Aunt Sue says in the testimonial, she's like, well, I just don't know what I'm thinking about this. And y'all, she's plastered. Did you see that bottle of Bailey's in the background by her sink?
She's been hitting that since 10 a.m.
That's for morning coffee, y'all. That's not for cocktails. Every morning she goes.
Aunt Sue likes the sauce.
Aunt Sue says, hey, Ronnie, have you seen my secret sauce, Ronnie? Have you? Oh, there it is. Every morning.
Boy, it just really does make you realize that whole family is awful.
They're horrible people. I've said all along.
The worst of America, y'all.
Libby
the worst of America.
Libby is the best of them.
Yep.
By far.
Agreed.
And
Andrei's shitty, but at least he has there's some type of like ethic in Andrei, I feel like.
A little bit. I think Libby is still better than Andrei. I think Andrei can be shitty. Let's quickly talk about Brandon and Julia. This is
kind of a more fun story.
Y'all, oh my God. They're driving down the highway.
Before we do that, we should take a little commercial
break. Wait, I thought we were
break.
going to do it after, and then we're doing Mike and Natalie. We talked about that. We're going to do Mike and Natalie, and then...
Not familiar.
You know what? I don't know. I'm going to listen to that Drake song, and we'll be right back.
Y'all, on the break...
Still not familiar.
We just listened to Start from the Bottom. He's like, nope, never heard it before.
I don't listen to a lot of rap, though. Like,
you've been in stores or watched television.
I mean, I missed it.
Ubiquitous, or seen commercials.
Missed it.
Or been to sporting events.
I know Drake from the Allstate commercials. He looks so handsome in the red. That's how I know him. That's. I mean, I know he's a rapper.
What is it that someone said to me? The gay man trying to explain.
There's a new emoji of praying, and it really looks like a gay man taking a breath, trying to explain something. Like, Samantha, I need you to tell me.
How am I going to say this to you in ways that you will explain it?
This blush looks so terrible on you. I need you to go back in the bath, Samantha.
And she's fighting at you, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm your friend, Samantha.
You look like a monster.
Please.
Anyway, yes, Drake is a very successful artist.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know.
Looks
Hotline
great.
Bling? Hotline Bling? Like one of those songs?
Is that? Oh, that's a song. Okay. He looks great in Allstate Red.
How do you not know? These songs are cultural touchstones. This is the problem with our show. You're like in Amish times. You get no current references. I guess if I'm not on the Carol Burnett show, you don't get it.
Oh, God. I just watched one this morning with Tim Conway on a park bench.
I'm saying you need to do better. We're living now. You need to know what is now.
Do I?
Yes.
You know what? I'm like Betty and Don. I just want a simple life on the farm. I don't.
Y'all, Brandon and Julia, they didn't tell the parents. They didn't tell parents. But they have signed a lease on an apartment in Richmond,
which is not close to the farm. It's like an hour away, I think, right?
And the parents, I don't think it's an hour. The parents know they are looking, but they don't know they've signed a lease. And I wrote down, I know we talked about this in the break, but I think this is a shitty way to do this.
I mean, it's a shitty way to do it.
Their parents, they did live with their parents rent-free for a long time.
But their parents had given them a lot of shit. They're still pissed off about this wedding thing, whether that was fake or not. They're still supposedly.
I don't know, but not paying rent the entire time.
I agree with you.
Don't surprise them on camera.
I think it's shitty, but I think this is more of a...
It's great TV.
You surprised us with a wedding and a cake that we didn't want to have, so we're surprising you. Tip for tap.
I guess. I don't know. I see them as different.
I agree.
I'm team parents.
I'm disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm team Betty.
I'm team Betty.
Besides, now they can have the house to themselves. They can swing it.
Swing all they like, and they go to the hot tub, clean it.
Yeah.
So
Come
they
fuck
are.
with me. Come fuck.
Ooh.
Let's fuck away.
No, thank you.
My wife Betty, she likes to suck my balls and a little piss play.
No. First of all, I'm certain Betty is not into piss play. I can tell in her face. Not that I'm into it. Not that I wouldn't be a problem if I was. I have peed on someone in the shower, but when they asked me, then I didn't want to after that.
Great. Boy, the subjects we've covered this episode really maybe
Piss play, Drake.
Maybe my mother was right.
It is filthy. No, your mother was right. So
they're walk in. They're before we wait. Did Julie listen to our show? Because Brandon says we signed an apartment and Julie goes Miami. And she said it just like we say it. And
I don't think she listens to our show.
I don't think so either, but it just made me think of Miami.
So they're in this apartment. They come in, they're like, and this is exactly what happens. Oh, wow. Oh. And she goes, and Betty's like, interesting.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Yo, if someone says interesting, that is a filler word for fuck, get me out of here.
Look! Oh, how charming! A lot of wall space, not really windows.
Not much of a view. Not much of a view.
You can hang a lot of family pictures on this wall since you don't see outside.
Where are your ornamental watering cans that you can put flowers in?
Yeah, where are those? Oh, look.
What about your figurines of Raggedy Ann and Andy?
Yeah, where are those? Oh, look. Wait, but you can hang your wind chimes on your balcony and then look at your friend's balcony.
It's very small here.
Not see the woods.
Compared to 10 acres, it's just small.
Oh, you can put a hummingbird feeder. Oh, wait, you can't because you don't see the outside.
And you could look in your neighbor's windows, and if you wanted to invite them over, you can invite them over to maybe share your bed. I mean, where am I?
But maybe this place will work.
So,
y'all, Betty is the shade is real.
The shade is real, and she's desperately trying to kind of get them to kind of like shit talk this property. And then they ask, you guys like it? And they're like, well, there's some safety issues. There's no fire escape.
The bedroom's so small. I mean, how are you going to do anything in there?
Is having a fire escape? I'm sure there are stairs.
No, there's stairs. There's just not a fire escape. They don't put. This isn't New York, and a lot of buildings use that space in an interior space to have interior stairs.
I was kind of shocked because, you don't see a lot of fire escapes.
Yeah, this isn't New York where they had no room and they were just building buildings of people on top of one another, and then one day. They said, we didn't build stairs outside for a fire, and these people got killed in a fire, so they put stairs.
But they do say, we signed a lease, and drops the bomb. And she goes, you did.
You did.
You did.
Oh. It's kind of that same look that Poodle talks about whenever like when I buzzed my hair on a dare, or when Poodle came home with an eyebrow ring. Where my mom kind of went, my mom, did you look at your head, honey?
It was really bad when you buzzed your hair. It was bad.
This was in high school.
No, I've seen it when you had it really cut short before and you buzzed it. It wasn't cute.
I don't think I ever buzzed it before, did I?
It was really short one time.
I don't remember.
It was questionable. Questionable at best.
So I'm sure you were judging me with a T-shirt with a hole in it.
I have holes in my T-shirts. I don't care.
The rest of us do.
They are moving in a couple weeks, and she's like, it would have been nice to tell us. It would be nice to tell us. And of course, Dad's like, she's, he's the guy, so she's being manipulated by Julia because these women. I mean, look at Betty.
These women.
She can get me to do anything she wants.
Anything she wants. I mean, once you give me a rusty trombone, I'll make music with you forever.
I liked it when she said, well, I guess, Ron is back to you and me. And like, and we got to do all that work in the farm.
We got to do all that by yourself. By yourself without our boy. And I'm like, Brandon.
This is mother poodling in a big way.
Brandon did not choose to have a farm. And this goes back to which Brandon actually has said to them this season. He didn't say it at first, but he had said some last season. He said, I don't want farm life. He said, right. I don't want to raise a farm. Y'all, he did not come a farming family. They have corporate jobs and they decided to get this farm 5 years ago.
We've been told this is a hobby farm, you guys. Yeah. This is a farm that only gives them a little bit of money, if that. They just enjoy it.
They just enjoy it. So that's fine. Your kid doesn't enjoy it.
They're not growing soybeans to feed the world.
No.
Yeah. It's a hobby farm. It makes no money. They just love it. So that's their deal.
Next section, it's kind of like we're going to be talking about Mike and Natalie, and then we're going to be talking about Angela and Michael. This reminds me, Poodle, remember back in the days before cable, where you just had networks, and then at midnight, the TV would go to snow, it'd go off, they play the national anthem, TV would cut it, and you just see the
mm-hmm.
And then sometimes a program, a weird thing would come in through the antenna at 1 a.m, and you're like, I'm watching this, but it's making me feel sad and I'm just not a human. Something's gonna eat me from the inside.
It was something from the 70s that was on. Yeah. Uh-huh.
A lot of people looking up in the sun, some weren't even fully clothed.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this next sections are like, y'all. This is just, they should say 90 Day Fiancé, TV to make you sad.
So, y'all, Mike and Natalie, they're at a hotel the night before Natalie is going to get her nose surgery.
Yeah.
And we find out as Mike says, polyps in her nose.
She's got polyps.
Got polyps. I don't know. And all of a sudden, they have a fight about probably the hooker comment again.
Hooker.
And she goes to Juliana's, leaves in the night. She takes the truck.
Mike wakes up, doesn't know a thing where he is, y'all.
She's ghosted me.
He's in a sad Uber, drinking a sad Frappuccino, just riding around Seattle. And I laughed my ass off.
I laughed at him getting a fucking sugary Frappuccino and going... because they're so sweet, y'all. It's just ridiculous that a person like Mike would get a fucking Frappuccino, probably with double syrup.
Yes, like what a 15-year-old teenager gets.
Yes. So she's not answering the phone. He's like, well, I guess I'll go to the hospital.
He's like, it's fucked. And he keeps saying, it's fucked up. She just ghosted me. She just left.
She ghosted me.
She just left me here. Now, like when you left her in Seattle and drove back to Squim?
That's true. He did the same thing.
So, yeah, it's really shitty, isn't it, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Real shitty.
So he does see they're at the hospital. They're driving around in the parking lot. He sees the truck, and he takes the truck.
Okay, when he did this, I was
pretty shocked. And I will say, as soon as he did stop, I was like, maybe there is a part of you that likes her, or at least that loves her, or at least likes her.
Yeah, because I don't think he thinks about the camera. I think Mike, I think both. They love the idea of one another. I do think they both think they loved one another.
I agree.
But Mike finally has the wherewithal to be like,
he goes back.
So he goes back. This isn't a good idea. So he gets the call. She's fine. She's going to be out in a little bit. Cut to y'all. It's night.
I'm very hungry.
And Natalie is getting out of the hospital. So
I can freely feel smell.
And I can freely feel so. And Mike says, I'm not going to start anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is about her recovery.
That's the least you could do. Good.
That's the least.
That means you're human.
So, yes, he's not going to say anything. Even Natalie is already, though, she's just so beaten down. Like, Mike, it's not even his fault. He just drives over a bump, and Natalie goes, "Oh, don't
Change
do
lanes,
this,
please.
Don't do this. Change lanes. I can't do this now.
Y'all-
Camera. But so she's just ready for a fight. But
that was just itchy.
he doesn't give it to her. He's like playing no. And so he gets her home, and suddenly she gets out of the car and her nose starts bleeding. She's got to clean out her nose.
Speaking of noses.
So she's cleaning out her nose, and then I laughed because she's like, Mike, one thing. The bag in the bag.
You turn, and it's right there. You turn, it's right there. Not to the left, not to the right. It's right in front of you.
I'm like, are we spelunking in a cave?
It is.
Like
it
it's
is
a truck cab.
It is very specific, but it's that kind of thing when you're in pain and you're just right away. You're like, I need this right now, and I'm like dropping all pretense. Okay, it's right there. You're going to put your face there, and it's right to your left. Agree. It's blah, blah, blah. It's like me saying, okay, I want you to plug me. I want you to go up in there. And go,
no. Wow. We are filthy. Y'all don't listen to this show. So it's terrible.
Like, Mike, I need some boiled potatoes and some pickle and some butter and cheese.
What is
butter?
Butter.
Because she was churning and yearning and burning till she died.
You're welcome. Welcome. Now, I will say how, like, poor Mike, he's such an idiot because Mike is acting like, what? You want to give it? Mike thinks that he's the fucking Florence Nightingale of Sequum, and he is helping her so much. And I'm like, well, you're just getting a bag and boiling some potatoes. Hero, you ain't, bitch.
No. And
didn't that meal look terrible?
Yeah, but I think she's fine with all that stuff. I think she's used to eating, to use Andrei's story, peasant food. She's using simple like potatoes.
Yeah,
cheese.
I guess that's true. Yeah,
things that, when you have surgery, you want to eat things that are easy.
No, that's true.
And she said, "I want potatoes with the skin on them." She was very specific what she wanted.
She was very specific.
Yeah. I prefer people be specific. You guys.
Yeah, no specific. No shit.
Go to the left. Go up. Go in. Now hit that. Oh yeah, hit it.
No, stop it. I'm going to stop the recording.
Anyway, I don't have to threaten to stop recording. That's what it sounds like.
But my favorite at the end is when Natalie said, "Marriage is very hard because we both have love, but we don't have understanding." And then as Eastern European as she could be, but it is what it is. What can I do? It is
what it is. So not a lot from them this week, you guys. But supposedly the beginning of the end is happening next week. I believe we only have 12, 13, 14, 15. I think we only have maybe 4 more episodes. And then maybe 2 tell-alls.
Yeah, y'all.
So, because usually Happily Ever After has about 15 episodes.
The end is nigh. The end is nigh.
Can't come quickly enough for me for this season.
Okay, y'all.
Michael.
So Angela is sitting there, and Skylar comes in, and she's like, "Mama, Michael's blowing up my phone." What?
Well, I need to sit here, Skylar, and clean. So,
Well, but Mama, Michael keeps calling me. You need to call. I'm not your therapist,
No,
Mama.
I need to smoke, Skylar.
What? Why are you smoking? Mama, you're not supposed to be smoking. The doctor said no smoking,
he's
Mama.
He's making me do it. He's making me smoke. He is
devil?
basically putting
the devil's making you smoke,
cigarette
Mama?
in my mouth.
The devil made you do it,
You gonna call
Mama?
Michael the devil? He might as well
Oh, you mean Michael? No, that's ridiculous. But I would believe the devil because he does shit.
Yeah, you've been going to that church meeting lately.
Mama. I wish you would too.
I'm good with the Lord. So y'all, and then of course Michael calls again at that point.
Yes.
And y'all, let me just be super real here. The whole plot this season, especially at this point in this season, past her getting the gastric sleeve, there is no more plot.
There is no more. They've got
she
nothing
has
left
to
to do.
stare at the camera and say, "Michael's not the man I fell in love with."
Because they're done. Like she
They're
said,
done.
she said on Instagram that she filed for divorce. She said that like 2
But
months ago.
they've said that before. But
They have.
I'm saying I said the narrative that he did not support her after the surgery is the reason for their fight. And why don't I buy it? Because I never really saw it. It's because I never really saw them talk after the surgery.
I mean, he did say that he wasn't talking to her.
Right.
But it's just so, the logic is so, because Angela, instead of Michael, she finally talks to Michael, and she's been saying this whole time, Michael hasn't called me. So she finally talks to Michael, instead of saying, "Hi, Michael, how are you?" "Good, how are you?" "What do you want to talk about?" She just opens it and says, "Quit bugging Skyla. Quit bugging her."
And then she
and
says,
he's like, "You block me on everything. What can I do?"
And she's like, "Yeah, I blocked you because I'm in the land of the free." And so now,
she said, "Because I'm an American.
I'm an
in
American.
the land of the fucking free."
So
that's
tells
what she said. Which I have to say, she said that with such vitriol.
Well,
it
no.
was disgusting.
She is one of those Americans that thinks they are better than everyone else in the world. And it's past what we've often called American exceptionalism to American pride and arrogance. It's that kind of thing.
I don't want to say the word pride because I have American pride. It's pride to me sounds.
Well, I said arrogance after that. But
it's just really.
Well, what would you call it then?
I don't know. I'm actually thinking. I feel like there's another word for it. I'm just kind of was thinking in my head of it. It's not really American pride.
I'm calling it pride in a very negative way.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the word.
I don't think pride is a good word anyway. I don't even love it when we talk about gay pride because I think of the negative implications of pride. Y'all, call on Poodle when you want a negative.
Wow.
When you want a cloudy view of things.
Carl, I have to stop going to Pride now. She was the one person that went. I just want to say the hypocritical attitude of Angela is so ridiculous because she's yelling at Michael, and Michael does what Angela does all the time. He says, "Talk, talk, talk, talk,
now,
talk, 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 talk," and Angela turns to the producer and says, "Can you believe he said that? That's fucking rude. I'm his wife."
It's because he hasn't done this to her that much before.
He's finally
and I'm like,
up to
finally, her. And good for him that he's doing it.
Him.
And it scrambles her.
She says,
and
people think I'm crazy. And she says, she even owns it. She says, "I can say fuck you, but he can't say fuck you." That's not what a man says.
And do you know what he said? She's like, "My daddy, he was alive. He would beat your ass. He'd slap you in the face." He starts laughing at her.
He is laughing at her. And she's realizing
she can't handle it.
She's realizing she has no power over him.
She has no upper hand. Yeah.
She has no power, and the game is done for her because
Michael
that was
says,
the game.
"I'm sick of it. I'm not letting her talk to me that anymore." And he's saying, "You're doing this, Michael," and blah, blah, blah. And he starts applauding like that. And it makes her furious. And I will say, it's the first time that he's really turned the tables on her.
It is. I mean, I hate that there was this type of horrible conversation, but good for you, Michael.
Yeah, totally.
Good for you.
What I wrote down, she's off her game. For the rest of the call, she's like, why are you doing this to me, Michael? How dare you? So then it's almost like every time they have an argument, it's so he can make a grand gesture and apologize to her. And that's what I think she's trying to get him to do, to almost prove that he loves her every time.
Because she has never apologized.
Deep down, she thinks she's unlovable.
And she's never apologized when he said, "Why did you tell me this?" Y'all remember, She told him that she was having major surgery the day before she was having surgery. Now, granted, she was doing that because she felt like Michael wasn't supportive and talking her out of it. But y'all, even she could still say, Michael, I know I don't have your support, but I'm doing the surgery next week.
And also the divorce talk, when she's like, Michael, I'm getting a divorce, is to make him push back. Because she actually doesn't want a divorce.
She doesn't, because she said earlier in the first of this, she said, well, Skylar Lou talked me out of the divorce. Lou didn't talk you out of the divorce. You didn't want it, because you do. I think she does love Michael.
Angela, you guys, lives her life in fear.
Yeah.
And the fear of being alone. And she is putting fear in other people's minds to make her feel better. So this is the first time that she's trying to stir him up again. He doesn't take the bait.
She gets it because she says, I want to win the argument, but somebody has to give in. I'm not giving in. And she said, but he's not saying he's sorry. He's standing his ground.
He's never done it before.
She gets it that he's standing his ground. But like you said, she has no idea of what to do.
No, she's completely thrown off.
Because their relationship, yes, I do think they probably cared for each other.
It's over now.
Each other, but their relationship, the foundation of their relationship was power.
I agree.
And that's been totally switched and fucked up.
I agree.
That's the show, y'all. That's the show. That's the show, and we're two hoes.
We're hoes.
It's in a sex positive way, y'all. Hey, go to realitygazepodcast.com to see all of our other stuff. Come at us on Cameo. You can book me on Cameo. You can book Poodle on Cameo. You can book Peg, the Australian spin instructor, on Cameo.
Pig McCarthy. Not to be confused with Pig McCarthy. Very close to Pig.
Oh, okay.
Pig McCarthy. Even though on Peloton, she calls it Pig's Pin.
Pig's Pin.
And it's still Pig. People have been very cruel.
You also can get a Civil War letter. When's the last time you did a Civil War letter, Poodle?
I must say, for some reason, my phone stopped telling me notifications for cameos, and I had 3 expire. So I'm going to get that out to free cameos for people and I feel really bad about it.
We really try, y'all. Sometimes with
phone, I switched to what's called preferential notifications or something like that.
Yeah, you might want to fix that.
I had to turn them all off because you know why? Because you made me do a certain thing, and I turned off the notifications.
It's always my fault. It's my fault. Why don't you hook up your new phone?
He ruined your cameos.
Why don't you hook up your phone you've had for 4 months?
Not familiar.
Anyway, y'all, if we do miss a cameo, we'll try to give it to you. If
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to give it to you for free.
But sometimes stuff's going on and we miss stuff, so we apologize.
Like I said, I found 3 that had expired today.
Don't take it personal, please.
Don't take it personal. I just want to be all alone, and I
we don't. Hey,
wrong. Don't take it personal.
Do we have the rights to that?
Personal, baby. That doesn't stop you from singing fucking Two Sparrows in a Hurricane.
Oh, Tanya Tucker would let us. She loves us. She'd probably sue us.
Yeah,
probably.
Monica would probably be litigious.
Probably. You can go to our Instagram, y'all. You can see 90 Day Foodie Call episode 3 that is out right now. We appreciate and all of our memes and all that good stuff. We call these people lonely hearts because, Poodle, aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yes. And if you've gotten a triple frappuccino with extra syrup and are just looking for your Ukrainian girlfriend sitting there without a car, and you go, call us.